Hello everyone. Let's look at full stack observability and AIOps capabilities in NewRelic. So this is NewRelic landing page. So you can see all entities that we have configured for monitoring can be seen here. For example, services, host, and browser application, synthetic monitoring, Apache, MySQL, likewise, all the entities can be seen here. And on your right hand side you can see the stream, activity stream, the latest activity, critical issues, so you can view here in this area if needed. So you can move to your view to navigator. So in that case, when you move to navigator view, you can see the basically the entities in hexagon view with their color codings. First, look at let's go to infrastructure. So under infrastructure, so we have, as you can see, we have 3 hosts, and this is basically the summary view of your infrastructure. So as a part of this hackathon activity, we are using 3 hosts and also you can see there are 5 applications, and if you go down you can see summary view. Like if you basically click on one host, you can basically view the detailed information about the selected host. So for example, you can see CPU usage, memory usage. So I have selected 43 and you can see storage usage and network traffic. So you can view all the details, the relevant to particular host in this area. And if needed, you can go to logs, and you can view basically a log for this particular host, and as well as so you can under matrices, so you can see the matrices that you have seen in the summary view. So detailed matrices under this section, so free disk and network stats and memory. So those matrices can be seen under this section. And also, as you can see, there are basically sub sections under each host, where you can see get the more detail of the selected host. And so if you go to process, you can see all the processes running basic in this particular host, and as well as the overall stats. Under storage, you can see hard disk, basically disk related matrices, and your mount point that you have configured. So this is basically the detailed view of each host. So if you go to APMM services, you can view basically the APM, the applications or the services that we have configured in this particular environment. So we have configured 5 services, microservices basically. So discovery and gateway services plus 3 microservices. So all the stats can be seen here, and if you click one services, you can easily go into detailed view of the selected service. So here you can see basically whether you have any vulnerabilities, issues, and also you can see the web transaction time and throughput and errors. So, and also you can see the slowest transactions and as well as the log, also distributed tracing. So here also you can see, and on your left side menu under monitor, you can get detailed views each and every sections. For example, if you go to JVM, you can get the stats related to the JVM. process which is running under this particular service. So as you can see, response time, memory usage, and throughput, error rate. So all the matrices can be seen, relevant to JVM can be seen under this section. I'm closing and then I'm going back basically threads. So you can get the details of the threads as well for the selected service. So see here you can see top 20 threads and also most time consuming threads and thread states. So you can get more details on each and every threads by clicking here, and as well as the distributed tracing under the particular selected service can be seen here. So here you can see trace count, duration, and also the errors relevant to this particular traces can be seen here. And here also you can see basically top 3 groups by trace count. So it can be seen here, and then if you select one, you can get more details view. So I will basically explain this in later. So this is kind of the view you can basically get from application services, the APM services, and there's a end-to-end flow. I will explain that in next during next time. And also here you can see transactions, and this is, you can see basically the overview of transactions and as well as the top 20 transactions, and based on the time consuming, and as well as the detailed view of the selected transaction. And also relevant to the database assistance for the selected service, here we have selected discovery service, and the relevant the database matrices can be seen here under this databases section. And so I'm going back to entities with the main dashboard again, and then here you can see the browser application. So we have actually configured we have installed basically NewRelic plugins into Angular application, Angular UI. So here when you go to the basically browser applications, under that you can find you can see there are like many matrices for the relevant to UI applications. For example, error rate, and as well as LCP, largest contentful plant, and then also in first input delay. So there are a couple of matrices you can see, and as well as so you can basically view page loading time, page view time, as well as front end, back end versus Ajax response time. So then throughput, there are so many matrices can be seen here under the subsection. So if you go to page view, so you can actually get more details on the page view under this section. Here you can see sessions traces as well, and as well as basically what you call all browser interactions, and as well as the median response time of page loads and route changes. So here under Ajax you can see all the matrices relevant to Ajax calls, because here we are using Ajax to load dynamic data to the front end, and so you can get the stats, the matrices relevant to Ajax under these sections. And so under distributed tracing so this is what I wanted to explain in more about. So basically here you can see trace count and trace basically details for the front end, and then here tracing group, under trace group you can actually pick one endpoint, and basically you can get end-to-end view. For example, I'm going to select this get API scar. So if I select, then I will be redirect to this view. Basically you can get basically here we are showing it is showing the slowest traces in the group, and as well as this is a kind of a diagram view, and then here you can see the endpoint calls that so here you can see 4 endpoint calls. If you select one, yeah, this is basically kind of a end-to-end tracing. So as you can see this request, this is the UI, the place where the request initiated, and it has basically gone to gateway, and then basically car service, and after that it has gone to reach to database level. So here you can see basically end-to-end flow for each and every request, as well as you can get the time consumed by each level actually here. So if you expand, you can see, so basically this is for the get call, it has taken 10.61 milliseconds. For the database select query, it has taken 1.04 milliseconds. So likewise you can get a detailed view, end-to-end traceability, end-to-end trace for each and every request. So I'm going back, and let's go to entities. So if you go down, you can see there's a one synthetic monitor. So we have configured. This is basically just to check the services hosted in MuleSoft end. We have configured a synthetic monitoring. This is basically based on pin execution. So we have configured basically this the ping. We are trying to reach from 5 different locations, geolocations, and see whether the service, the endpoint is working or not. As you can see, for the last 30 minutes the success rate is 100 and no failed, but actually we done kind of a testing. So if you go if you select 6 hours, so you can see for the last 6 hours so here you can see the request response time, and as well as connection times and error response codes. So here you can see there are 404 errors during this period of time. So because we stopped the services just to test for testing purposes, and yeah, so these stats basically show it for last 2.5 hours. And here you can see basically there's a critical issue activated basically during the uptime. As soon as we started the services, we noticed that there's a anomaly triggered. So you can see so the anomaly so there was a the system has detected anomaly behavior. So going back, I will explain anomalies in later sections, and so going to entities. So here we have actually added Apache servers. If you click on Apache server, because our front end is running on Apache, So if you go inside, you can see the basically the matrices status of Apache, and so request per second, request bytes in per request, and as well as stats like idle workers, busy workers, total workers. Likewise, you can get basically idea stats about the Apache server. And also if you go back, and we have actually we are using MySQL as our primary database, and if we go to our database, you can see the stats relevant to MySQL database. So there are quite again number of the stats that we can see for MySQL related stats, and so as you can see, query per second, slow queries per minute, and operations per seconds. There are quite so those metrics can be seen under MySQL monitoring area. So and also if you go to event explorer, you can see actually the events, and so for each and every event you can basically get more insights on the selected events, and as well as matrices. So I'm going back to so here on your the entities section, you can see the issues basically triggered recently, and if you select one, you can get the details of the basically the more details of that issue. So and as well as so here under alerts and AI, you can get kind of a summary view, and issues, incidents, and anomalies, as well as postmortems. So here, so basically it displays only the open anomaly. So I just close, untick that, then I can see all the closed ones as well. So as you can see, there were 2 anomalies detected last 6 hours. So if you select one, this is basically the response time, and this is on error rate, gateway service, and this car service is related to response times. If I select one, and then you can see, you can get the details of that anomaly. So basically so we stop this car service, and then we actually restart the car service, and we try to increase the traffic, sending multiple requests. That's where you can see the anomaly. So during this period of time, and also you can get more details, like if there's any issue, you can view here, and that's about anomalies. And then I'm going back, and also we have created several dashboards. So as you can see, so intra dashboard, logs, analytics, network. Likewise, if I select intra related dashboard, you can see the details, the matrices relevant to intra. So this is a kind of a common dashboard, like central dashboard to monitor your infrastructure, and as well as health of host, and the matrices you can monitor here. And process list, and so the matrices are available here. And also you can actually query your data to get if you want to get raw data, you can actually use this apply queries and get the data. And also under alerts and AI, there's a section called decisions under correlate. So in here you can actually create decisions to correlate your incidents or the alerts. So as you can see, you can see this same NewRelic conditions and title. There's a one correlation. So these are kind of like predefined correlations, decisions. Basically, if you want, you can add new decisions. So if I select this one, so you can see there's a correlation. So basically the 4 incidents, like it has identified as correlated incidents. So if we go here, so you can actually view issues. Yeah, so as you can see, because we stop like the services, that's why it's basically we are not sending traffic to these microservices, so it has detected as low application throughput, and they rather than sending multiple alerts, it has correlated based on the title and the type, and then showing as a correlated incident here. So as you can see, these are basically 4 services. Also, I want to go back to all entities, and so here you can see at the bottom service level. You can actually configure your SLOs based on your requirement. You can configure here, and so these are basically custom can be customized. So based on your need, you can actually create your basically service levels. And with that, we'll conclude our demonstration, and thanks for watching.